obviously just to get a win yesterday against a really good team, against a really good pitcher. How do you feel like maybe you can kind of capitalize on some of that mental carry?
Yeah, I mean, Zach Wheeler is one of the better pitchers in the league. It just gives them confidence that they know it's in there, even though the record doesn't show it's in there right now, but it really is in there. And I think it starts with starting pitching. Braxton gave us a really good start. Having Luzardo back, like I said, we have the pitching, and it always starts there. I think the hitting's going to come. Some guys are feeling a lot better as of late, but again, if we get a good start, everything else follows.
You're starting for today, Sixto Sanchez. Obviously, you have your head into the starting rotation. How do you feel he's embraced that role, maybe transitioned into that role now that he's got to start?
Initially, we were more concerned about his health and how are we going to protect him. We felt like the bullpen was easier to protect him, where it was 1 or 2 innings, and then you could give him a couple days off. But because of all the injuries we've had in the starting rotation, we thought that maybe there was even more protection with him having 4 or 5 days off in between starts, and he loves it. He's used to starting. He wants to start. So getting by that first inning is the biggest deal so far. He hasn't had a great start, and then he'll have 3 or 4 really good innings right after that. So trying to figure out how do we get those quick first inning, because it feels like he gets better and better as the game goes on.
Josh Bell obviously huge 3-run home run yesterday. Hits 8 of his last 10, 8 RBIs in the month of May. He feels like maybe the ball's just starting to drop a little bit more. What are you seeing as far as him just offensively getting going over the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, there's no secret. We need him to get going. He's hits 3rd or 4th in our lineup every single day. Righties and lefties. He's been good at in his career. He's also had slow starts historically in his career. So 6 months of the season, you feel like it's all going to even out eventually. You trust the process. He's hitting the ball hard. He's right. It just hasn't fallen in lately, especially the first 4 or 5 weeks. But it feels like he's getting closer. We haven't slugged a ton, up and down the lineup. So having a 3-run home run was obviously I loved inside the dugout.
And Skip, obviously, I have to tell you, this is my hometown, Detroit. I'm a Marlins guy now, but anyways, what are your thoughts about playing in a baseball tradition city like Detroit? I don't know you don't see them a lot, except once a year, but the history behind here, and you had a chance to see them last year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're managed by a respected manager that's a champion, and I think he's going to take this place into a championship team once again. I was here in 2006 when we were playing in the World Series against them, and it was as good of a crowd as I've ever seen. That's when they had Verlander and some dudes on the mound that were not easy to hit off of, and it was just a special place to come. Obviously, it's a baseball town, it's a sports town, so it's always fun to come here, and I think they got the right guy leading that team.
And one other follow-up, I'm sorry. When you go to these types of ballparks, do you ever have a chance to look at the statues and the history behind some of them? Because I know a lot of guys look at the baseball historical significance of everything with the sport that obviously they love.
I haven't done it here, but I have done it in New York, obviously, with all in center field with all the statues and mantles, but no, I haven't done it here yet.
Tim Anderson, we got the update that he's rehabbing in Jupiter. Just what was the latest conversation and update on how he was feeling and maybe kind of what he's focusing on to make sure that he gets healthy?
Yeah, he's a worker, so it's more of overwork and overswinging, trying to get his swing right, and then started feeling it in his back. Didn't feel like it was the time to push through something like that, because that can lead to other things. He's had lower half injuries before in his career, and just kind of the kinetic chain. I didn't want the lower back turning into a hamstring, into a knee, and then we're missing him for 3 or 4 months or whatever it can be. So I felt like, in talking to him, he feels like he was a few days away. With the 10-day IL, he would miss 4 or 5 days, so then it's really just a 5-day really IL stint for him, where he feels healthy enough to come back and play, and then it gives him a chance of 4 or 5 days to work on the swing that he's trying to work on with our hitting guys, and if he needs a couple games down in Jupiter or wherever it is, then he can feel his swing down there as well. So it gives him a chance to reset, not only health-wise, but maybe even physically with how his swing's going.
What do you think is a tribute to Sixto's first inning start?
Oh man, I'd love to hear what it is. longer bullpens, shorter bullpens, pregame stuff. We've mixed it up, every single time, and it hasn't really translated yet. So, we're trying different things today. And if it works, I'll tell you what happened. If it doesn't, then we're back to square one again.
Skip, when you go through obviously some pitching challenges with the injuries and so forth, does this give you an opportunity to not only look at what you have, but also in the farm system as well, in terms of how much pitching depth there is throughout this organization?
Well, I didn't want to look at it in May, so that's for sure. I don't think anybody's excited to see the depth of their organization 3 weeks in, right? I think you're trying to see it later in the season, and hoping it's just a spot start or something to give guys breaks, and not like season-ending injuries where you're trying to help, or trying to get help from down below. So it's good to see that you have depth. There's some guys that I felt coming into the off season that they were going to help us in the bullpen or be that AAA up and down guy that are either now in our rotation or in our bullpen. We're not the only team that's going through that. So it's not like not any other team cares about what we're going through, because they're probably going through some similar stuff. I just saw the Giants losing like 4 or 5 of their starters, right? I mean, as far as position players and that type of thing. So every team is going through something. It's up to us and our staff to still do whatever we can to help win and help these guys become real big leaguers.
We appreciate about taking hires, getting back to the big leagues.
Yeah, well, I've been around a couple guys that were position players that became pitchers, and vice versa. Like Rick Ankiel, right, and Jason Mott was our closer that was obviously a position player first. So I've seen this happen before, but it's rare that you see it as becoming a position player, right, from pitcher, and it's really impressive how fast it's happened. But I think a lot of it is because he's really smart and he understands the swing, which is hard to do at this level, this late in his career, so to speak, in the minor leagues. Also, he's super athletic. You can't do this with an unathletic guy. So he can play all 3 outfield positions. He played first, played third. So when you're athletic and you have swing adjustability, this team can work. And credit to him, he took a chance. He didn't feel good on the mound. Thought he'd take a shot as a position player, and to get to the major leagues and be good at it is, it's a really impressive story.
All right.
Skip.